Okay, Kelly and Six Shooter, we've got you guys now. Even though I unblocked y'all, um, I guess it still canceled y'all out of that stream. So I created a new stream. Uh, everybody should be able to chat now. None of those guys are no longer moderators. So that won't be an issue anymore. So what's going on Wednesday night? We're just going to shoot the breeze. Put your topic. I cannot take phone calls tonight. I did buy a mixer. I have a mixer. I didn't get an interface. I got a mixer. And but for some reason, the phone call thing, I have to do things different. So I had to order some cables in order to do it. So that should be up and running next week. Oh yeah, Mike, he's a retard. I mean, when all this shit went down, he told me I should just get off of YouTube because since they weren't with me anymore, that my subscribers and stuff were going to go away. And and I'm a big guy too. But Mike, slicked it for their first thing with Zach. He slicked his hair up and he put a collared shirt on, but his big fucking titties were flopping all over inside that collared shirt. But yeah, so I'm not worried about Mike. But that was, he did. That was a good. That was it shows you right there who's the bully, and coming in here deleting people. So what's on y'all's mind tonight on topics? I saw somebody, I think it was HVAC with JR HVAC. Yeah, Ken's a great guy. He still comes in on Saturday nights. There's JR. Well, JR, we're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. That's what this Wednesday night is all about. We're going to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. JR, I did see that you were talking about getting the new Testo probes. According to my buddy John HVAC on here, he usually comes in here. He said that the range is really not any better. He said it's a little better, but he said that it's not enough to make a difference. So, all right, we got a couple things here. We got one. Yeti says, can we discuss condensate line? What about condensate lines would you like to discuss? Joel wants to hear some about aluminum coils. Okay, let's be a little more specific. What exactly about condensate lines would you like to hear about, Yeti? And Joel, what about aluminum coils? I mean, a little bit more specific. Two-stage versus inverter. That's what Isaiah says. And what's up, Chance? I do prefer the aluminum coils, Joel, especially with 410A. And pretty much everybody has went aluminum. No, Richard, it wasn't a blowout, man. I mean, it holds refrigerant. I mean, it No, Matt, I have never brazed on aluminum. No, I have not. Um. Oh well, Rich, I'm not so. Oh, Kelly. Okay, yeah. Um. Yes, you always want to glue your PVC line. It would that coil was not blown out. It was. I mean, it holds refrigerant. I mean, I had to put some gas in it the other day for him, but I mean, it's not like it just pours it out. So, yeah, condensate lines. You know, guys, I see a lot of YouTube videos of guys are putting P traps on positive pressure systems, basically, which means uh, a furnace underneath with a coil on top. You know, I don't know why these guys are doing that. There is no need for a P trap on a positive pressure system. Keep that in mind. You don't need it. Does Linux make their own case coils? Yes, they do. They actually own ADP as well. Well, Joel, they make special rods for it, and I do want to try it. Well, Steve, that could be true. It could be code. You wait, what, JR? You lose capacity? That doesn't make any sense to me. Exactly, Joe Shear. My dad taught me that the air will help drain uh on positive pressure. I don't know what JR's talking about. Dude, it's so little. It's not enough to amount to anything. Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, that's no. I don't trap positive pressure ever. Matt, I don't think that they require a P trap on gas here. I don't think so. Well, Jr., you know to each their own, my man. But a P trap is completely unnecessary on positive pressure. You know, and guys, you know, keep in mind, aluminum coils are not leak proof. Okay, they can still leak. Um, well, very true, Jr. But the thing is that really it's a fact. Positive pressure. It's a fact that a P trap is not required, but it is required on negative pressure. Okay, Joel and another guy's lost. Positive pressure. That's when your blower motor is blowing across the evaporator. Most of the time here for me, that's going to be a gas furnace on the bottom with an evaporator on top. Your blower motor is blowing across the evaporator. A negative pressure is going to be an air handler. The top of the air handler, you have your heat kit. In the middle, you have your blower. At the bottom, you have your evaporator. The blower motor is sucking the air from the evaporator coil. That's negative pressure. That's true, Wild West. You know, they don't corrode as much because the copper coils had copper tubing, aluminum fins, and a galvanized plate. And that's why copper coils would rust out because the galvanized and all that getting wet. Well, aluminum coils is everything's aluminum. Aluminum tube, aluminum fin, aluminum plates. Everything is aluminum. So, but keep in mind, they're not leak free. They can leak. I mean, I uploaded a video on that Luxair. It's leaking. By the way, I'm very impressed with the TechMate leak detector. It's priced very reasonably and very impressive. I found another leak with it today. Oh, very cool, Isaiah. But hey, look, JR, if you want to, I mean, if you're trapping on there, I mean, I don't think a trap will hurt. No. Mm-hmm. Hell no, I didn't Wild West, but I need to go pick it up though. But I mean, I don't think putting a P trap will hurt anything. What are you talking about, Joe Shear? Thank you. Oh, the TechMate. Yeah, it works great on 410A. It's like it was like a little over 200 with tax. The thing is, though, Joe, the little sensor is only like $30 for the TechMate. Yeah, I don't think here on new construction they require a P-trap on gas. No, I don't think it'll hurt, but it's not necessary. I mean, Ted Cook, he traps all his positive pressure systems. To me, that's, if you don't need it, traps are where the clog happens 99% of the time. So why put it if you don't need it? No, Brian, he's talking about on the condensate drain. It may be, Matt. It may be. So, we have our state codes, Matt, but then every city has their codes as well. Anybody do anything interesting this week so far? Rich, yes, I plan to. I should be able to film that, no problem, on that Luxair. That coil is under warranty, so no cost to the customer for the coil. I found a micro channel leak, another micro channel leaking today. I'm staying busy. Joel, no, I will not put leak stop. Oh, that's nice, Yeti. Oh, cool, Joel. You got your interview tomorrow. Good for you. A boiler job at your daughter's, Anthony? Past couple days have been a little slow for me because of the rain. It's been raining over here. There you go, Matt. I located a leak in a microchannel condenser today. and she cannot afford to swap out the condenser right now. So she's going to see about getting some help from her dad or something to see about, if they can help her out with it. Matt, you can. There's videos on it on YouTube, but I would never even attempt to do it. You have to, I can't explain it. You'll just have to YouTube it and find it. Yeah, they have patches that you can put, but if it's in warranty, I just replace the coil for the customer. Yes, I take credit cards. If the microchannel coil is under warranty, I will, tell the customer your unit's under warranty. Let's just change the coil because they are easy to change. That is the good thing about microchannel coils. They're very, very simple to change. I've changed many of them under warranty, condenser coils. But as far as repairing one, I would never do it. If the coil's not under warranty, I tell them to swap out at least the condenser, especially if it's 410A. I need to get a new mic boom. This one is not wanting to hold up. Tobacco, Joshua. With them. Yeah, coated coils. Anytime you do a microchannel condenser coil, it's coated. It's got that, what do you call that shit? Get down. I forgot what they're called. That's it. Epoxy. That's it. Yep.
Hi, Daddy. I'm in the picture.
Yeah, you are. Go play.
Okay.
I don't do geothermal. You may be right, Joe. I guess I could check on that for her. I didn't even think about that, but I just hate to make them spend money, because the new one's going to leak too. But I guess I could check prices on them. I don't know, JR. That's a good question. Though, now that I think about it, I don't know if I've ever been back on one of the coated ones that they give me. All the coated ones have been, I think, okay so far. So maybe I should check into that, check the prices on them. I mean, they can't be that expensive. There's nothing to them. Yeah, Rich, the Sharp Pro tool is a great tool. I have it. Go play. Hey, Isaiah, how you doing? Oh. Yeah, Joe used to make videos. He hasn't made one in a really long time. Yeah. See that comment right there? Mike is sending Isaiah porno clips. Yeah, Isaiah, how's your dad doing, man? Good. Good to hear that, Isaiah. All right, you guys were real chatty last week when I did this, bringing up topics and stuff. Tonight, it's y'all are being a little slow, so come on now. Is your dad back working, Isaiah? Light work. Yeah, he needs to take it easy. ADP coil on an ICP condenser. What about it, Anthony? That's very true, Rocky Top. A lot of techs don't. Um, beer can cold is very popular, especially here in Louisiana. Yeah, Anthony, I got a bunch of them out there. It does great. It took 8 months. You got your bottle. Hey, you know what? Speaking of Vito, um, they have released 2 new bags. If anybody wants to know, the MB3 is now available. And the one that I'm looking forward to, Vito is actually going to send me one to try out, is the TPXL. So I'm excited about that. If an evaporator coil has been discontinued, can you replace it with something similar size? Well, I mean, I wouldn't, I would go back with, the OEM or change the unit. Let's see. Yes, I've heard of CLC, Matt. Yeah, that MB3 does look big, KC. Can you purge nitrogen to put in filter dryer after you pump down system? Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, CLC's a good bag, Matt. I've had a couple CLCs. The TPXL is not a huge bag. I'm really looking for, and I like the design of it. Yeah, y'all check that out. Go type in Vito TPXL. Matter of fact, I can probably show it to y'all. What the hell? Okay, here we go. So here is the TPXL. This is the bag that I'm really excited about. There we go. This is the what it looks like open, and then there's a pouch right here, and this is what it looks like closed. It's got the tape measure clip, and this unvelcros, and then you unzip it to get this look. So that's the bag that I'm really excited about. They're sending me one. To me, it's perfect size. My thing with Vito has been they're either just a little too big or just a little too small. I think this one is going to be perfect for what I do. I think the price range is like around 140 on this one, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's like around $145 for this bag. So I'm excited about this bag. And here's the huge there's the MB3, man. That thing is a monster. A guy on Facebook put it next to the MB2 and next to a MCT. I think that bitch is big. But this is the bag that I'm really excited about. And there's the TPXL with no tools in it. You can see that extra pouch right here in the front. And again, that's what it looks like loaded up. And that's what it looks like closed up. So pretty exciting. I'm excited to try it. I think it's going to be the perfect size bag. Joe, I saw you said something about Aspen coils. I know that Goodman does. They still make their own cased coils, but when they were transferring over to the new factory that Daikin built, they had a major shortage in their own cased coils, and that's why they were using Aspen. Because I went to Goodman the other day to get a part, and they had brochures of their cased coils. I think they actually redesigned them. I think they actually redesigned their coils. So Goodman is still making their coils. Yeah, Kelly, if that comment's for me, yeah, I mean it's solid, for the price. And I mean, it's a heated diode, just like the field piece. And that's also what the H10 is. The H10 is a heated diode. And I mean, it's been great for the price. I mean, I'm very impressed. My dad had the TechMates back in the day when they had the little slide switch instead of the button. And the wand was like made out of that stainless steel flexible stuff. They weren't good back then. But they've really done well with them now, because I overlooked the TechMate because of the experience that I had with them back then. They weren't that great, but they're really good. I'm glad I went with it. Oh, I got you, Joe. I got you. Uh, Brian, I don't know, man. I'd have to say heated diode because that's what the TechMate is, and that's also what the H10 uses. So, and everybody that I talked to pretty much said heated diode and instead of infrared. So I'm impressed. There might have been something else, but I don't remember. I will be doing a giveaway. I don't know if it's going to be on this channel. I was actually supposed to be doing it with the other fellas before everything went down. Um, and but I'm going to do it myself. I did speak to the guy that's sending me the products. The reason I have not received them yet is because they've been on back order, but he's supposed to have them by next week, I believe. And he's sending me, I think, 4 or 5 of them. So we'll be doing a giveaway soon. JR, man, doing loads, I have a load calculation thing. It's an old one. It's, probably not the greatest. I mean, I don't do a lot of new construction. And so when I do change outs, uh, I don't always go back with the same tonnage that's there, but it's usually somewhere within a half a ton. So, I mean, I don't have the best load calculation software in the world. All right. Well, Kelly, I'm not going to be on too much longer, man. I know I'm running. I'm only going to do this for an hour. But I was running late tonight because of the shit that happened at the beginning with Mike. So I don't even know what it's called. JR. It's not on this computer. It's on my other one in my, and I got the name of it in my phone, and my phone is dead. But Kelly, if you're signing off, man, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Sorry you got blocked. Uh, when I started up the other stream in 8, I hadn't removed him and the other fellas as moderators, and he went in here and blocked a bunch of people and deleted comments and stuff. Just being a dick. The truck stock is good, Rich. It's I'm doing pretty good. I'm not getting off right now, Anthony. Not right this second. The Hub 6 is great, David. I really like it. I'm impressed with it. I really am. I just wish it would work with Measure Quick. But from what I heard, somebody last Saturday in the chat said that Jim Berkman reached out to UEI and UEI turned him down, is what somebody said. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I can definitely ask if I can find out, but I can't believe UEI would have turned that down. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Because the UEI, it does, your target temperature split, your temperature split, empathy, relative humidity, all that, but it doesn't give you CFM and all that. That's where Measure Quick would come into play. Yeah, I think actually, I think Jim, if from what I understand, had to fight pretty hard to actually get um field piece on board. I could be wrong about that, but well, it's not that. I don't know. I don't think it's that, JR. It's just the UEI app does yeah, I think he got Sporlin. Um what's the name of this company? I I can't talk. I named it Southern Comfort. Uh is what I'm calling this one. How you doing, John? Well, that's not really. But yeah, I mean, like the liquor, Jr. But that's not really where I got it from. It was going to be between that and I actually had another name in mind, but I didn't use it because a particular individual, when he was working in the field, that was his company name, and he probably would have been like, "Oh, see, that motherfucker's using my name, my old company name," even though we live in two totally different states. But you know, so I went with Southern Comfort. Yeah, I'm gonna get me some shirts made. We actually just had a logo made. Uh, yeah, Rich, exactly. Town and Country. I mean, I thought about using Town and Country because nobody here has that name, and nobody had the Southern Comfort name here either. So, but again, he would have got on here and made a big stink about that. So I decided against that. It's a damn shame I gotta watch certain stuff like that, like what I want to name a company because of YouTube, but it is what it is. I think I like the Southern Comfort name better anyway. How you doing, Air Repair? Good to see you. Well, I mean, Joe, there is no like HVAC journeyman and master. There is a mechanical license, and the mechanical license only comes into play uh, for over 5 tons, or if the residential job is going to be more than 10 grand, I think 10 or 15 grand or 10 or 12 grand, something like that. Uh, that it comes into play on residential. But I mean, all you got to do is have your general liability, which I did get me just a basic general liability package of insurance to start off with, and an occupational license for the parish that I'm working in. But I mean, as far as an Louisiana HVAC master and journeyman, no, we don't have that here. Well, Joshua, I mean, it's not that I wanted to copy him. There's a lot of other things in South Louisiana called Town and Country, and people like that name. There's like a Town and Country meat market. There's a Town and Country other stuff. So, um, anyway, so that's why it crossed my mind, but I just said to hell with it. I didn't want any more controversy, so I just went with Southern Comfort. I've got a pretty cool looking logo. We went with a fleur de lis for Louisiana. You know, everybody in Louisiana loves the fleur de lis and loves, you know, because of the Saints. Now it's not the Saints fleur de lis. I can pull up my logo and share the screen with y'all. What the hell? There we go. So there's my logo. We had that designed, and I came up with the slogan, "We're not comfortable until you are." I came up with the name of the company. The rest of it was done, and I came up with the slogan. The rest of it was done by a graphic designer, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with it. There's Ted. Appreciate it. Thank you for the that's it, Ted. I think the logo came out pretty good. Yeah, you know, we actually had a company back in Alexandria. Sorry about my son, guys. I'm sorry. It's almost his bedtime. Um I saw somebody say if I ever had a company, I'd start it with the letter A. Now, this was back when phone books were popular, before the internet was popular. He named his company A and symbol A. So A&A Air Conditioning and Heating, so that he could be the first one in the phone book. When people would go to the air conditioning section, he was the first one. And that's why he did it. But phone books are not an issue anymore. And naming your company with the letter A, that really doesn't benefit you anymore, because if people go to Google and type in heating and air repair in your town or whatever, it doesn't matter what your business name is. You know, you just have to know the right people to get your name on Google. And you know, so it's really not necessary. No, I appreciate that, air repair. It's just that, you know, sometimes he gets a little aggravated. Well, I mean, you know, he'll throw a little fit. You know, it's part of his autism, and I know it can be hard to hear, but um, yeah, there's a lot of we used to have a company. Well, there was a company in Baton Rouge when I lived there called A1 Heating and Air, or air conditioning, heating and air conditioning, whatever you want to call it. And you know, and then like AAA and stuff. That's just so they could be listed first. I am married, JR. I am married. You see your cell phone there? Hmm. Oh, and I just want to say one thing real quick too. I've seen some of the guys over on the other channel that talk about my kids and stuff and say stuff. Does it look like that my kids uh are mistreated or whatever, or not loved? Does it look like my son hates me? I don't think so. He's over here laying on my shoulder. So, you know, you want to talk about me, that's fine, but don't talk about my kids. My kids are very well taken care of, and obviously they're so mistreated. You can tell. It's okay, buddy. Look, he's just upset right now. He's tired. They did, Rich. Not on camera. Not on camera. Uh but in the comment section they did. I don't remember who did it. I just remember reading the comment. It's actually 9 o'clock where I live, Joshua, and that was one of the things that was said, because they saw my little girl on camera one night or heard her in the background on the weekend because it was late. We let our kids stay up on the weekend. Well, he won't. He's ready for bed. When I log off here, I'm going to put him to bed. It's only 9 o'clock here, and no offense, but not you, Josh, or anybody else is going to tell me what time to put my kids to bed. We know what we're doing, and again, it's only 9 o'clock here, so but he's just about ready for bed. You only said one bad thing about me, Nathan. Oh well, yeah, that makes it okay. Right, Rich. On the weekends we let my daughter. Now he's not going to stay up late. Like 9:30, he's ready for bed even on the weekends. But my daughter, will let her stay up late. But they're going to both go to bed here in a minute when I log off because she started school recently, so she's got to go to school in the morning. It's okay, buddy. That's hilarious, Ted. Oh. Yeah, see, my kids are so mistreated. Anyway, um, Brian, you just kind of got to jump into it, man. That's what I did. I was watching all these guys on YouTube one day and I decided, hey, I'm just going to shoot a video and see where it goes. And I uploaded it and, everybody was really nice. It was a totally different group of guys back then, with the exception of Zach and Ralph. They were there. But other than that, it was pretty much a different set of guys, and we had a great community. And those were the good days. Those were the good old days. And then, at one point it was Ralph was the YouTube sheriff. He was actually getting called that while we were still friends. And now Zach has taken that handle. Zach is like the king and sheriff of the HVAC community on YouTube that doesn't even do HVAC. He just does a show about HVAC. Doesn't actually work in the field anymore, but hey, it is what it is. Well, actually, no, Lav wasn't there, Rich. When I started, Lav didn't come until about a year or two after I did. It was Fritz and Eddie, Zach, Ralph, Dr. Z. There was a guy named Nick from NLB Heating and Cooling or whatever. How you doing, Gene? No, Zach worked in the field, JR. He no longer does. They just said, Frank, that that they felt bad for my kids because of I don't know, some maybe shitty parents or some kind of parents that me and my wife were or something like that. Dude, look, there's videos out there where Gil and Ralph have said that just my wife's is on drugs and that I stole money from my dad and blah blah blah. I mean, there's all kind of videos out there about me, so there's been a lot said. Frank, I really don't care But making more money, not just from that. There's something else somewhere. Yeah, that's where it came from. HVAC Uncensored. There was a Zach and or Gil and Ralph did a video. There's a lot of, there's a lot of stuff they talked about in that video. So anyway, but we're not. I don't want to get back on that. We're getting off the topic here. I should have never even brought it up about my kids, so that's my fault. Oh yeah, Mikey. He was on YouTube. Uh, well, yeah. I mean, you make money off of sponsors, but not. I mean, unless he's charging them thousands of dollars a month, to not do much. I mean, I still have UEI. I had Yellow Jacket, and I guess a group of guys got together and they and Yellow Jacket's not with me anymore, which that's fine. It's so, but I just, more power to him. So we're getting to the end here. Next week, we hopefully I will have the phone set up to take phone calls. If there's anything that y'all would like to send in for a question for next week for the show, the email address is the outlaws of HVAC at gmail.com. I'm still using that email for right now. That was the email I had created for me and the fellas. We'll just continue using that one for right now. Again, it's the outlaws of HVAC at gmail.com if you want to send something in. Oh, one more thing I want to say real quick, and this has nothing to do with HVAC. But my cousin and I have a cousin. Hold on, let me read this comment. Oh, okay, never mind. He's talking to Ted. I have a first cousin that lives here in Lafayette, and he's been helping me when I need him, do these change outs that I've done and stuff. Or if I've got a bunch of service calls, I will Frank, I really don't care, man. You can write all these comments and defend him and say stuff, dude. I don't care. I mean, it's not. I don't care. So just let it go. Anyway, and I'm sorry I brought the topic up. I was just making it about my kids when my son was over here hugging on me. I just wanted to clear that, and it ended up turning into all this, and I apologize that it even did that. So I'm not talking about it. I'm going to stop. I just wanted to get that across about my kids. So that's it. Anyway, my cousin lives here. I use him when I need him. He works with me. He helps me on change outs, or if I've got a bunch of service calls, I'll let him come with me and work with me. But him and I, now he's also, pretty big into social media. Anyway, most of you know this. I am and he is too. We grew up together. We're exactly a year apart. He's a year older than I am. We are huge wrestling fans. Okay, not really. We are still to this day because there's a new wrestling company, and you all know WWE, which back in the day was WWF, and they were going up against WCW. So we are huge wrestling fans, especially from back in the day when it was WWF versus WCW. And we are actually starting up We love UFC too. We love UFC. But we're huge UFC fans. Any of that stuff. But we really enjoyed the wrestling back in the day. And there's a new company, a new wrestling company that is out right now that's doing a great job. It's pretty exciting time to be a wrestling fan right now if you're into that. And we're starting up a wrestling podcast and a wrestling YouTube channel. Has nothing to do with HVAC, nothing to do with that at all. I don't know if anybody here is a wrestling fan or if you know somebody that's a wrestling fan, but we have a lot of knowledge about wrestling, especially from back in the day. Uh, back in the glory days when it was, Hulk Hogan and, Randy Savage and Sting and all them in WCW. Then you had The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H and all them in the WWF. We really have a lot of knowledge about that stuff because we were there and we went to shows and we watched it every week, watched every pay-per-view. Yeah, Wild West, ECW, all that stuff. So if you're a wrestling fan, it's going to be a pretty damn good podcast because we have a lot of knowledge about that stuff. And we're also going to do a YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel, I mean, it's pretty much just going to be like the podcast on video. So we're just going to be sitting at a desk podcasting, and the podcast is going to be available on iTunes and Spotify and Podcast Addict and Stitcher and all those major apps. We're actually going to record our first episode this weekend, and I can get you guys more detail about that if you're interested. If you're not, hey, I'm just throwing it out there. Do we have any wrestling fans in here tonight? Anybody in here that would be interested in getting a link to the podcast or, any wrestling fans in here? Yes, exactly, Nathan. Back when it was the Bret Hart was there, Owen Hart, the Hart Foundation. We're going to talk about all kind of stuff like that, dude. That is our thing, man. We love the back in the day stuff when it was fun. Wrestling is becoming fun again because of this new company. And we're going to talk about all that on our podcast. So, I don't know if we have any wrestling fans in here again. If you're a wrestling fan, please speak up in the chat right now. And, I can get you, I can, once we start recording, I can get you guys some links and stuff. Yep. DX. Exactly. Rich. Boxing is one thing we like boxing, but not nearly as big of that, but we are huge UFC fans. We watch all the UFCs. We did miss the UFC the other night. We didn't get to watch it. Cormier, he's from Daniel Cormier, the former world heavyweight champion, who is from right here in Lafayette, Louisiana, got knocked out in the 4th round and lost his title. Nate Diaz came back. He won. Nate Diaz is a beast. And I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan too. So, but huge UFC fans. I don't know that we'll talk about we will talk about UFC somewhat, but it's going to be mostly wrestling. Nathan, that's the thing. Wrestling is fake. It's scripted. The matches are predetermined. We all know that. But, I've been to shows, and when they're slamming each other around, that's not fake. I mean, of course, again, it is fake. It's scripted, but they're really throwing each other around, but I understand what you're saying. But it's still fun. It's still a wrestling match is still, it's still a lot of fun to watch. If you're into that, you have to be a fan. And we are. And we have that coming out. And I just thought I would throw that out there for you guys and, let you guys know. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. All right. So I've been on here for just a hair over an hour. Freddie Blassie, yeah. It's entertainment. That's exactly right. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Yep, absolutely. So okay, well, I don't have a link yet, Rich, but I will have more information about it hopefully Saturday night, if not Saturday night by next Wednesday. Because we are going to record our first episode this weekend. I don't know if we're going to record it Saturday during the day. He knows I can't do it at night because I have my hangout on Saturday night anyway. We may even record it Sunday or Friday night. I don't know yet. So I'll have more information, but I know it's going to take place this weekend. Whether it's Friday night, Saturday during the day, or Sunday, we will record our first episode this weekend. And we'll but anyway, I don't want to talk about I just explained that, Frank, my cousin. He's my first cousin, lives here in Lafayette. He works with me when I need him. And that's the cool thing. I'm not going to be streaming across the other side of the United States through the internet. We're going to be sitting side by side. I bought a mixer for 2 microphones. So it's going to be a lot easier. And actually, the great thing is, the only reason I agreed to do it is because I know you've all heard me say I was not going to podcast again because of the editing and all that. When he approached me with it, I said, yes, I would love to do a wrestling podcast, but I'm not doing the editing and all that, because that was what stopped me from doing the HVAC podcast. But my cousin is really good at all that, and he doesn't have kids. He does have a wife, but they don't have any kids. So he said, dude, I got it. He has offered to do all the editing and everything. So, that's very cool of him. Frank, that's the thing, man. My this particular cousin, he's not really into football. I am. Obviously, I'm a huge fan. He's not so much. He's more into UFC and wrestling and stuff like that. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. So editing program for Windows for videos was Magix. Migx, I think, is how it was spelled. Migx, I think, is how you spelled it. Oh, that's Ted. Hold on. My bad, Ted. Okay. Anyway, yeah. I like YouTube. But anyway, anyway, I'm getting off of here. I'll have more information about the wrestling podcast and YouTube channel next week. And I appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Try to send some I didn't pay attention to the F, honestly. I didn't. I wasn't even paying attention. But I like lamps. Send in some questions to the email or some topics that we can discuss. The outlaws of HVAC at gmail.com. I'll probably have a new email address by next week for that. I'd love to talk about, other stuff. Tonight was not as chatty as I thought it would be. I thought, because like when I did this the other night on my channel, but I guess there were more viewers too. I need to attract people to this channel, but I thought there would have been a little bit more conversation in the chat for topics, but it is what it is. It's all good. Everything takes time. Everything's a process. So we'll get there. Anyway, I like condensate drain lines. There you go. Yeah, John, I'm enjoying myself. I really am. So far, so good. I can't complain. All right, guys, I'm logging off of here for the night. good night, Air Repair. Everybody have a great night. Have a safe day at work tomorrow. And thank y'all for watching. And we will yes, John, you can. The Outlaws of HVAC at gmail.com. Not a problem at all. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys Saturday night on the hangout on my main channel, HVAC with John Israel, and then again here Wednesday night, a week from today, on this channel right here. Thank you, guys, and also look, if you're interested in the wrestling podcast, send me an email to theoutlawsofhvac at gmail.com. And let me know. Just email me saying, hey, I'm interested in the wrestling podcast. And that way I know to get you some information. All right, guys. Thank y'all. We'll see you guys Saturday.